how's it going? My name is Ruubez and welcome to a week ago. I set my alarm for 8:30. Woke up at 8:30 when my alarm went off. Thought, oh okay, I'll just have a little lie here. And now it's 10:15 because I woke up at 10 o'clock. Ah, fantastic. So the latest 2 week ago vlog is now live. If you haven't watched it already, stop what you're doing, go and watch it. It's a short one, you can watch these two back to back. You'll be fine. And with this, my Shikari Studio LP collection is now complete. Finally. Just a load of bubbles being popped in the background. It is really pretty though. Over the last 2 days, having a Ruubez subreddit has very much proven its worth. I got sent a link to a video in which someone wears my merch whilst flying an aeroplane, and just now Chaz has been posting regularly of him and a week ago, and this one is actually pure gold. So today has been spent gathering sources, doing freelance work, and there was a little bit of Minecraft just to sort of round off the night. I started making a gigantic pirate ship in survival mode. Fucking hell. Today and the next 48 hours are going to be very work dedicated. Got my ethics and methods section of my dissertation due, in inverted commas. Again, the same way that the lit review was formative, this is formative too. But yeah, that's basically everything that I'm hoping to be doing over the next 2 days. No procrastination, well, that's not gonna happen. No, just divvying about. I just wanna work. Hopefully expect to see a lot of footage of me in my office. And that should hopefully be it over the next 2 days. If not, I done fucked up. Obviously the day's not over yet, but I had hoped to have got more done by today. I think the problem is, you know, when it's a formative assessment, my brain just goes to mush, because it's like, it's fine. I think everyone does that, to be fair, but also at the same time, it's just sort of annoying, because, you know, I fully understand the reason why formative deadlines exist. You know, it's to keep people on track, it's to keep people working to some sort of schedule, but you know, the fact it's formative just subconsciously switches my brain off. It would be completely unethical, but what would probably be the better solution would be to have it appearing to be summative and then afterwards tell us it's formative. Again, unethical, but it might help. But you know, I've done some work today, and with the deadline being tomorrow night at midnight, my intention is to, you know, continue working. But I just thought I'd check in, since I haven't really, since I said I would be working. Procrastination is basically second nature to me at this point, if not first. Yesterday I told myself I'd do work, spent the morning making a website, spent the evening playing Minecraft. Today I said I'd do work, spent the morning, I don't even know what, spent the afternoon doing work, whilst also looking for a new phone wallpaper, listening to a lot of music. Also, you'd think someone who literally did a module on research methods would have used some of the reading from that module before this point, but I only had the brainwave earlier today to be like, oh, I've already done some work on this topic, why don't I just go back? One of the best things about living with a music producer. Went through to the kitchen to make another cup of tea. Noticed that Giovanni was around on Pokemon Go, and I beat Giovanni and caught this Dark Suicune. Its stats are terrible, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's Pokemon Go for you. But yeah, regarding this section of my dissertation, the word count is 1,000 to 2,000 words, which is it's barely anything. I was just saying I could write 1,000 words with my eyes closed. It wouldn't be very legible, but I could write 1,000 words with my eyes closed. But yeah, I'm just staying up to get as much work done as I can today, so that tomorrow the pressure is very much lessened. Because, well, let's put it this way. When I submitted my lit review, I sat here and cried for about 15 minutes. Went upstairs, cried for another 45 minutes. I don't want that to happen with this. It's not sustainable for a start, you know, burnout and stuff like that. My body just can't sustain it from Thursday to Sunday. It's 1 AM. My plan has more words in it than the minimum word count, and it's not actually finished. But I figure if I go to bed, I can wake up feeling more refreshed and hopefully more productive tomorrow. So, well, I say tomorrow when I wake up. So yeah, I'm off to bed. Me last night. I'm gonna wake up early and do some work. Me today. Sleeps in. Well, it's 9 PM and I think I've just finished this version of the methods and ethics section of this dissertation. So I'm gonna have some food, I'm gonna give it a read, and then I'm gonna submit it, if I think it's okay to submit it. Hopefully it's okay to submit, because that would be awkward. But it's nice to have finished it, you know, with time to spare, rather than, you know, being at 11:45 and thinking, shit. So yesterday I managed to get my methods and ethics section of my dissertation done, uploaded, all sorted, and you know, I basically just switched off for the evening. Hence, you know, no more vlogging yesterday after it was done, despite the fact it was done at about 10:30, 9:30, 10 o'clock, I don't remember. But yeah, I basically just decided to turn my alarm off for this morning so that, you know, I could rest and recover. And the fact is, I probably would have slept longer had Ian not woken me up. But yeah, I found out yesterday that one of the freelance projects that I was working on last week is done, and that should be coming out very soon. As soon as it is, you know, I'm obviously going to let you know, because, well, since I made it, I need to promote it. But also, you know, I do quite enjoy it. It's not just a fact of, you know, personal growth or personal promotion. But yeah, it's good to have some new things for my portfolio as a freelancer, because I can be like, hey, look at all of these things that I've done. Now will you hire me? Like, that's also half the reason why I convinced myself that I need a website for Ruubez Media as well. So a clever little distinguish for you all. A double-decker sandwich is very much a brunch thing, whereas 2 sandwiches is very much a lunch thing, and I'll explain why. A double-decker sandwich is just 1 sandwich, so therefore it's basically just, you know, it carries you over from breakfast to lunch, whereas 2 sandwiches is obviously 2 sandwiches, which is more of a lunch quantity. So therefore, you know, if you're gonna have lunch, you might as well have 2 sandwiches, despite the fact you're having basically the same amount of food with 1 extra slice of bread. It's genius.
We all know that content over quality.
Exactly, content over quality, just like YouTube. Beth's leaving the office for a bit, so I'm turning this into a music studio to record some vocals.
You're just trying to get rid of me?
No. Well, that was probably some of the most intense vocal work I've done in a very long time. It took me a while to, get up to it. I think I finished all the vocals for the cover challenge. Now it's just a matter of making it sound good, which, well, it's me singing, so it won't sound good, but it's making it sound acceptable. But I think I've drank more water today than I have in about a year because, got a few vocal cords.
Oh.
So today I woke up just about before the afternoon started, but then I very much stayed in bed for a very long time. I've mostly just been struggling to get going, really. Yeah, came downstairs, had some breakfast that was also lunch, which was Linda McCartney vegetarian/vegan meatballs in a pita bread with some veg. It's strange. Well, I mean, I didn't really have much choice, but most of the food that I'm eating now, I would have never eaten before I went vegan. But now, I'm just so much less fussy about food, and I don't know if that's a byproduct of because I'm vegan, there are less foods for me to have, so the foods that I'm having sort of have to have, or if it's just, I've started liking food better, I eat better. The foods that I do eat, are generally a lot healthier than the foods that I was eating beforehand. And that's not even a comment about a diet involving animal products, because there's evidence out there to say that they are healthy, but something's changed and I like more food now. And there's absolutely no way that can be described as a bad thing. So I guess to throw in a comment question as well, are you vegan? Would you consider it? If you wouldn't, what is it that's stopping you doing it? That's just curiosity. I'm not, being militant or anything. I'm curious. Because I was definitely a person who thought I could never go vegan. Hell, 4 years ago, me considering vegetarianism would have been a stretch. And on that note, if you are vegan, what made you go vegan? Because for me, it was a mixture of environmental and just ethical reasons. And the more I learnt about how the dairy industry functions, for example, the more I thought, yeah, this isn't for me. So we need some kitchen supplies for food tonight because we didn't have everything. Yeah, just came to Morrison's, hashtag not spam, though it would be nice if they would. It's not as if anyone is going to be like, hey look, there's a YouTuber with 2,100 subscribers and, she gets about an average of 100 views within a week these days. We should definitely contact her about a sponsorship. I'm not exactly a hashtag influencer, am I? Although some members of the TERF community would have you believe that I'm influencing, young trans children to be trans. Well, no, young cis children to be trans by talking about trans things. So, I guess I am an influencer, but just not in that sense. By the way, if you are cis, you should be trans. That's how that works, right? We've had the intention of watching Toy Story 2 tonight, and I think that's what we're gonna do. So it was a late night and a late start for everyone in this house, it seems. Had a communal brunch, and honestly, I thought it was Sunday. I haven't woken up feeling as bad as I did this afternoon. In a very long time. So I've been drafted into today's F1 podcast reacting to the qualifying session that's just happened, and the one problem really that I have with this desk is that the lighting, particularly on my webcam, isn't very good. So I've set up this. Sometimes you just get a craving to watch McFly playing the Radioactive tour at Wembley. And today was one of those times. I made a post about this the other day, and I'm only going to say this once. The comment section on my channel recently has become very uncomfortable for me because people keep commenting things that make me feel uncomfortable, sort of resemble comments I was getting pre the video I made about my YouTube comments. There's a link if you want to go and check that out. Just if you need a reminder or if you hadn't seen it. Yeah, there are some things that just I don't feel are acceptable in my own YouTube comment section, no matter how, innocent they feel, how, you know, from the heart they actually are. Don't get me wrong, I care about people who watch my stuff. I care about the people who comment. I care about people who, you know, reach out to me for information. But there are certain boundaries that need to be upheld. There are certain limitations to the things that I'm going to be, you know, comfortable doing. The information I choose to put out on any of my platforms is information I choose to put out. It's information that, you know, I feel comfortable sharing, and I have no issue with people, you know, asking me for transition advice, provided they're asking me in the right way. You know, it isn't coming from an anonymous, you know, user who I've never really interacted with before. You know, I get a lot of messages in my Instagram request, my Facebook requests. You know, if I don't recognise your username or anything, I do just tend to not, you know, read it, because I've had plenty of bad experiences in these areas. The one thing that I will never be comfortable with is people leaving their phone numbers in the comments. Because for one, think about your own data protection. It's not private, people can see that. And two, I'm not gonna fucking ring you. You might have the best intentions. I have to uphold some sort of boundary here. I'm a fucking YouTuber with 2,000 subscribers, you know. I appreciate the connections that I make with my audience. I don't want those connections to be overstepped. I don't want boundaries to be broken. So any comments that I get referencing, you know, someone's own phone number or anything along these lines, you know, I'm just gonna delete straight away. I have videos on this channel about transitioning. If you need information, it's there. If it's not there, then, you know, leave a comment saying, make a video about this. I can make videos for transition advice, but I'd rather it be done as a video than a one-to-one personal thing. I understand people want to know, you know, the specific things for them, but I am not in a position to give specific information for people. I'm just a YouTuber who happens to be trans and makes videos about these things every now and then. So please, think before you comment. So a week or two ago, Beth bought Truth Bombs, a game by Dan and Phil, and now we're gonna play it.
They have nightmares about. Blue is what would they delete from their internet history? And grey is, if they were a cooking utensil, what would it be?
So, review of Dan and Phil's Truth Bombs. Fucking fun.
Truths were bombed.
Truths were bombed. Do recommend it if you've got at least 3 friends. Because you need 3 friends. Or 3 people who you don't like and you just want to drop some truth bombs on them. Like these 3. Hell yeah. Slow.
Yeah. Alexa, stop. Alexa.
So I'm currently on 5 shiny ghastly so far. Ian's currently on 2. And to say I'm only an hour and 25 minutes into a 6-hour community day. It's good going. Well, originally, I was supposed to be going on Grid Talk today, the F1 podcast, and not yesterday. And then when I got drafted in yesterday, the plan was for me to, you know, swap places with the person who I was replacing yesterday. But turns out someone else now is in a position where they can't be on the podcast today, so I've been drafted back in. And I've just watched the race, thought it was a rather interesting one. Hopefully will provide plenty of talking points for the podcast, which should be out by now. So once you've finished watching this, if Formula 1 floats your boat, go and give it a listen and, you know, give it a share. Can only help if you want to support me and the podcast team. F1 Chronicle Grid Talk podcast. Yeah. But yeah, gonna go do the podcast now. That's at 5. That goes well. Also deliberately wearing a trans rights t-shirt for a podcast about a Formula 1 Grand Prix that was in Hungary, which don't have the best track record for trans rights. Or LGBT stuff for that matter, but, you know. Basically, I'm not legally recognised in Hungary, so fuck you, government of Hungary. Temperature's dropped a bit in the last like 10-15 minutes. Yeah, the podcast went well. The last time I checked, it had 500 views just on the Facebook live stream, which, but yeah, you know, had a good time. Good, you know. I always get worried that like the points that I'm making like aren't journalistic points, but then I remember I've literally studied journalism, you know, and I know a lot about F1. I am essentially qualified as a Formula 1 pundit? No, that's not the word. I'm hoping to get an early night tonight-ish, like in relative terms, so I think I'm just gonna end today's vlog here so I can get on with editing it. Like, I've got nothing planned. Like, all I would end up doing is sitting around and then, you know, several hours later be like, right, cool. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this week. If you did, do all that generic YouTube stuff, like, share, comment, subscribe, etc, etc. As always, I've been Ruby Price, and I shall see you a week ago. Adios. Bye.